Today we are calculating the factorial of a number using a program in Python. So let's get started. To calculate the factorial of a number, what is the logic? First we'll look into that. So if you want to find the factorial of 5, what you need to do is you need to multiply every number that comes from 1 to 5. And so the answer would be 120. In similar ways, if you want to find the factorial of a number, say n, you need to multiply every number from 1 to n. In similar ways, using this logic, we'll write the program. So first, you need to take input from the user. So let us take the input. So we are declaring a variable num equal to int. Why we are taking int? Because we want to take integer number as input from the user. Then input and then enter a number. This input is used to take input from the user in Python. Then we declare a variable, say fact. You can declare any variable name that you like, and fact equal to 1. Why I have done this, you will know in the just now. I'll explain it to you. Then we declare a for loop. Now, how do we write a for loop in Python? We write the word for. Then I is any variable. You could write j, l, whatever you like here. For I in range. So this range function in Python is basically taking three values: the starting value, the ending value, and the step value. Now what do I mean by that? Say I write range 1 comma 6 comma 1. Okay, so what it will do, it will start from 1, and then if suppose I print this, so what it will be printing is, it will start from 1, and then since 1 is the step value, so it will go to the next value, which is 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5. So it basically starts from the starting value. It since the step is 1, it will be incremented every time by 1 and stops 1 before the ending value. So what is our ending value? It is 6. So it will stop 1 before that. So 6 minus 1, which is 5, right? Okay. So for I in range, so that's how range works. Now, what do we need to do? We need to multiply all the numbers from 1 to n, right? So we need to write here 1 comma n plus 1, which means start from 1 and then go till n, but since it is taking 1 less than the ending value, we are writing n plus 1. And you do not need to specify the step value here, because if you do not specify the step value, by default it will be 1, taken as 1. So now you have to write a colon, which is very important. Press enter and then tab. Now the tab key on the keyboard, so you have to press that. Now this is very important, because anything you write inside this for loop should be written after a tab key on the keyboard. So this is for indentation. So everything now you write here will be inside the for loop. Once you are done with the writing inside the for loop, again you have to write without the tab key, which means that is outside the for loop. Now I wanted the numbers from 1 to n, that I have got, but we need to multiply them, right? So how do I multiply? So I'll say fact equal to fact into I. Okay. Now I declared the variable fact here with the value 1, and then I'm saying fact equal to fact into I. I is the variable that I had used here. Now I'll explain the logic, what I'm actually trying to do. So basically, when I run this, when I implement this code, what will happen? For I in range 1 comma n plus 1, right? So I will be 1 in the first case, so I equal to 1. right? Fact equal to fact into I. So what was the value of fact that we had initialized? Fact equal to 1 into 1, right? Here I is 1. Okay. So fact equal to fact 1 into 1. So which would be 1. Suppose we have taken our n plus 1 is say 5. Okay. So basically this will start from 1 and go till 4, right? Okay. So hash I equal to 2. Hash is basically used to write comments in Python. So the lines with comments would not get executed. So I equal to 2. Now what will be fact? Fact equal to the value of fact has become 1, right? So 2 and so 2 into, now what is the value of I? It is 2. So now fact will be 4. Now the value of I will get incremented, it will become 3. Since we have written for I in range 1 comma n plus 1, the value of I, the next value will now become 3. And what is the value of fact? It is already 4. So fact equal to, 1 second. I wrote 2 into, how did I write 2 into 2? It should be 2 into 1. Na? I'm sorry, I made this mistake. Fact equal to 1. So we are taking the value of fact here. Oh no, it's 2. 2. And this should be 1 because this is I and this is fact. So it should be 2, right? See, fact's value was 1, I is 2. So fact equal to fact, which is 1 from the previous fact value, and 2. So 1 into 2, 2 is from here. So it's 2. Now I equal to 3. Fact's value is 2 now. So 2 into, what is the value of I? It is 3. So our value of fact will become 6. Now it is n plus 1 equal to 5. So the loop will run from 1 to n, 1 previous than the ending value. So this is the last iteration, I equal to 4 comma fact equal to, now my value of fact is 6. So 6 into I, that is 4. So it's 24. Right. So according to this, the factorial of 4 would be 24, and we have got that, right? What if I had not written fact here, the value of fact here, or I would have written 0 here? What would have happened if I would have written 0 here? If I would have written 0, then the value of fact would be 0 into 1, which is 0. Again, I would have multiplied the previous value. So 1 into 0 is 0. And every time the answer would just have been 0. What would have happened if I would have written for I in range 0 comma n plus 1 rather than 1 comma n plus 1? What would have happened? If it would have been that I would have become 0. So 1 into 0 would have become 0. Again, since the fact value had become 0, every time the value of fact would be multiplied by 0 and the answer would have been 0 and not the desired factorial that we wanted. So this was the logic. Now let us print this, right? We need to print it. Okay, so we are printing it and we want to print it outside the for loop, hence I am not putting a tab here. Why am I printing outside the for loop? Because if I print the fact here, so I will get all the values of fact, that is 1, 2, 4 and 24, right? So I don't want all of those values, I just want the last value, which is my answer. So I'm printing it outside the factorial. So I'll say outside the for loop, I'll say print the factorial or is, and then we write a comma here, and then we give the name of the variable. In our case, the variable name is fact. So print the factorial is comma fact, right? So basically what we are telling is, it is print everything that is written inside the double quotes, then separate the comma separated variable. That is, once you see the comma, you know that this is a variable since it is not inside the double quote. So I want to print the value of this variable, right? Okay, so now let us save this and run this. So I'll save this as factorial.py. If you want to see the or you want to write a program for recursion, for factorial of a number using recursion, I have made a video on that also. You can check that out. So factorial.py, and then you save it, and then we go to the folder in which we have saved the program. We write cmd, that stands for command prompt, and then we write python factorial.py. So we have got enter a number. So our number we'll write, say, 5. Oh, what just happened? Okay, name n is not defined, and okay, so we have declared the variable as num here. So we should have written for I in range num plus 1 and not n plus 1, right? So if we would have written n here, then n was fine here, but now it could not find n. Okay, so we'll save this program and run this again, and see the factorial is 120. Again, you could write, okay, you could get the factorial of any number, right? Again, one thing that I want you to notice here is, suppose the user gives as input a number, say -2, right? Okay, I need to run the program first. So 2, for the factorial of 2, I am getting it properly. But what if the user gives as input a number, say -2? The factorial, it's giving it as 1, which is incorrect, right? So suppose even if I give, say, -4, so it is giving an incorrect factorial every time. It is giving the factorial as 1, which is wrong. And we are not finding the factorial of a negative number. So how do we prevent this from happening, or what do we write? So when the user enters the number here, or when we have received the input, we write here, if num greater than or equal to 0, right, then only you do all of these things. So I'll put a tab here for everything, all of this. Why? Because I want to put them inside this if. Okay, I am indenting them inside this if. Okay, so I'll press tab, again a tab, because this is inside the for, and then a tab, and I'll write else, again a tab, because I want to print this inside this else block, and I'm writing, please enter, or maybe the number entered is invalid, or something like that. Or maybe anything. You could print, you could write anything here, or the factorial of the number can't be calculated, or something like this. So basically, now when I run this, it will not give -1, which 1, which is a wrong input, a wrong answer. Instead, it would say the number entered is invalid, or we could write it better as the factorial of the number can't be calculated, right? So okay, what if the user enters a fractional number, say 1.5? Okay, should we like, do we calculate the factorial? So it is giving some error, invalid literal for int with base 10. Right, so we have already solved this error because we are taking only integer numbers here. So the user entering the fractional number is not is already solved here in our case, right? And we have solved it for the number, like for a negative number also. So now our program is complete. Thank you for watching the video. If you like it, do like, share and subscribe to my channel. If you have any doubts, you could write in the comment section below. I would love to answer that. Also, the source code of this program, or this program basically, if you want this program, I will you must check the description box below. I will give the link to this program in the description. Okay, thank you.